And we're live, I think. Probably. I don't even know. My god, having not been live for a day feels like forever. Nightwalker, how's it going, man? How you doing? Fuck. Walter, how's it going, man? How you doing? Okay. I don't know. I feel like DSV, how's it going? I feel like I should schedule streams early because, you know, it's handy for people to know when I'm going live and stuff. But then the other side is I don't want people like Walter to be fucking farming XP. Walter is sitting here at like 2,000 XP, which is so fucking crazy. Luvion, how's it going, man? How you doing? Username, how's it going? Come on. H-A... Hasn't. Hadn't. Okay, tomorrow, have you looked at the dubs yet? No, username, I have not. Okay, so what I'm thinking is, tomorrow my family is going out, and I'm staying home to stream because I'm a fucking loser. So I was thinking we react to the episode and the dubs tomorrow. It's fine, let them claim their count of unemployment. Easy betrayed me? What happened, username? Did he block you on Discord? Hawks? What do you mean? What? Oh, the word. Well, there's no T, but it's not bad. It's possible to do mods only chat before stream, sir? That's actually a great question. Oh my god, that's actually a great question, Walter. What the fuck? That's so clever. Oh, I'll write that down. I'll see if I can do that. Mods only chat before going live. The downside to that is I actually can't change that once I'm live, so a mod would need to. So if like there's like 5 or 6 regular people before mods come in, y'all are shit out of luck. Okay. He said he would react after episode 6. I was watching the episode and he reacted while I was watching the episode. When tomorrow for stream? Yeah. When tomorrow? So, Luvion, I'm not going to schedule it, man, because the truth is, I'm going to sleep until I fucking wake up tomorrow. I forgot the sheer pain of having to wake up to an alarm. Holy shit, my soul died a little bit every time this week. But off the cuff, I'm thinking like 12, 15, 16 hours from now. I don't know. Something like that. I'll let you know exactly when. But yeah, I'm sleeping till I wake up tomorrow, bro. I'm so fucking done with waking up to an alarm. This shit is cancerous. Humans are not meant for jobs. Oh god. Okay, let's see. Hatn. No. Haste. Nice. Okay. So I'm on easy. How's it going, man? How you doing? Yeah, that's the problem, Luvion. Cause by the way, how's it going? Easy. We haven't talked in a while, man. How you doing? So I got the call Monday afternoon that like, hey, do you want to start work on Tuesday? Which like, okay, listen, that's kind of shitty. I'm not gonna fucking lie to you. Give me more of a heads up. But like, whatever. Whatever, dude. I wasn't doing much. It's all good. I was gonna live, but I'm beat right now, and so you're live. Oh, I see. It's yeah. I'm probably not gonna be live for too much, dude. I'm so fucking done after work, bro. Did you watch Quali today? How'd you like it? Oh fuck, man. Max is 4th. That's so cooked. Dude, he won the sprint, so I had him winning pole, and then he fucking oh god, those McLarens are rocket ships, bro. Get me the fuck out of it. This year is so bad. It's not even fucking false, DSV. Holy fuck, I'm so done. It's been a week and I'm already like, holy shit, get me out of here. But yeah, next week should be bad. Next week should be better because like I can get off of fucking training for a little bit and actually do some stuff. Because like, dude, having to sit in front of a fucking computer, watch like dog shit videos made by that sound like they were made by like a 7-year-old scripting his first fucking script ever is like, oh my god, it is a level of cancer I can't describe, okay? Don't get me wrong. Listen, I get paid to do fuck all. I get it, whatever. I'm not... But, like, holy shit. Having to keep myself awake, having to fucking sit through those, get me the fuck out of here. I can't even... Oh my god. You got your first accident to spoil... What the fuck did I spoil for Easy? What? Okay, I don't know about all that username. I hated work before this. The pain of... Dude, yeah, imagine training videos for 7 hours a day for fucking 5 days. Nagito. Okay, it's only a spoiler if you fucking point it to him. Take down your... remove your message. God, get it together. Yeah, they're so bad, dude. Because the problem was for banking, you have so many of them. Because you have, like, the bank's rules, how the bank does stuff, regulatory stuff on how the government needs you to do certain things, expectation stuff, and it's like, holy fuck, like, I'm sitting here for so long. Oh my god. Heads up, episode 6. Okay, I heard that from other people too, Easy. I'm not gonna watch it tonight because I'm so fucking beat. I just want to read for a little bit. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow. But I've heard that, and it sounds so that sounds so fucking awesome. I think it's the episode with Azek too, right? Which is, of course, because my go Azek. How could you make a bad episode, bro? You could just walk me through the daily life of Azek, and I'd be 10 out of 10, easy, no problem. Oh, that cheese hot as fuck. Oh god, Jesus Christ. I burnt my tongue. Episode 6 is it? Okay, sick. What do you think is the best one username? Is it number 4 for you? 4, I think. Oh, that tea was so hot. Ow. Okay. H-A... Okay, N can't go here. H-A-T-N... Oh, Haunt. Yay! Okay. 6 has a week first half flow-wise. Oh. That's interesting, because didn't someone send a tweet or something in, like, Easy's server where... Dubs confirm... Dude, it's Unhinged. I don't even know if this motherfucker's lying. You see, Unhinged, this is the problem. You're the fucking boy that cried wolf. You could be telling the truth. I don't even trust you. Alright, thanks, Easy. I appreciate you popping by, buddy. Hope you have a good rest of your weekend. I'll message you during a race tomorrow if I wake up in time. I'm not setting an alarm. I'm gonna hope I wake up in time, but if I'm sleepy, I'm fucking sleeping through it. I don't care. But yeah, fucking, I have a good feeling fucking Lando's winning that one. I love this start to finish, but I'm... Yeah, no, I've heard good things, Easy, so I think I'm probably gonna agree with you, too. Alright, see you, buddy. Chat. Okay, technically chat helped me, DSV, but, like, I had that, bro. Come on, because H-A-X-N-T, like, come on, I was gonna get that. What do you... Wait, what? Oh, why Lando's gonna win? Oh, because he has a fucking rocket ship. Doesn't Porsche... Oh, why doesn't Porsche compete? Porsche, I think there was some regulatory issues that they originally wanted to for a brief period of time, but it like required them to like pull. It was either like a, I can't remember what it was, either like a funding issue where to compete in F1 they had to pull resources from other championships where they were competing and winning, so they just decided, fuck it. Or second, it was like a regulatory issue where they were like, actually you need to follow XYZ, and they were like, fuck it, it's not that important. So yeah, Porsche's never been in F1 ever. They've I think they held very briefly they held a minority stake in another team, but yeah, they never. I suffered to see yeah, Renault was... Wait, did the Renault team get bought out by the Alpine team, right? I think DSV. Yeah. Yeah. But Cadillac is joining next year, so that, I mean, we got an American team. I mean, before you started watching, we used to have a American Driver last year too, but Mr. Logan Sargent didn't last very long. He was a staple at the 20th position for a full year. But he was our goated American all the same. What team did Renault become? Oh yeah, they became Alpine. Okay, Alpine. That's what I thought. Okay. 1984. Bro, username. Come on, it's not that bad. You're being fucking apocalyptic. Focus your thought about. Oh yeah, I thought I saw a tweet on Easy Server that said like the first half of the episode was good, but then the last half was bad. Now, given that guy's a fucking idiot because he said like, "Oh, can you and your motherfucking character? I don't give a shit about." Yeah, like fuck you, dude. So obviously he's talking about Azek being the second half. So I mean, he liked the first half, but that guy's opinion is also fucking dumb as fuck. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. All right, what are we thinking? Star Trek. Star Wars. First half was just too jumpy. Star Hunter. That opinion is just objectively wrong. Listen, as soon as you say yeah, Walter, yeah. I don't know, someone. Danab, how's it going, man? Like, don't get me wrong. I disagree with the second half of that sentence of it. Star Hunter, I don't know. Star Hunter, I would assume. Star. I don't. Okay, hold on. Cope. Hike. Take a hike. Take a march. Take a trek. Take a... Someone help me. Cope? Fuck! By the way, how's everyone doing this fine Saturday, or might be Sunday for some of you guys as well? How y'all doing? Even if you're if you're available to, and you're just a lurker, let me know, man. Thanks for being here. Just say hi in the chat. Let me know how your weekend's going. Tramp? I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. Oh shit! You're right. Oh, Luvion based. Okay. P. Dill Sage. How? What is anise? Herbs and spices. Okay. Okay. So, okay, let's start out. What is star? I don't. What is star anise? Star anise is a plant. I didn't even know this fucking existed. Cool. Our sink got fucked up and almost flooded the entire house. Jesus Christ. That was my day. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's not a great... Okay, Star Wars. No, okay, Trek is gone. Nope. Okay, it's gone. Nope. Sarah Kelly P. Hunter? Fuck, I was saying like names. I don't know. Okay, bottle up your emotions. Cope with your emotions. Go to war with your emotions. Shades of... Starts of European capitals? Wait, hold on. Copenhagen. Is this Luxembourg? So... What is this? What is Sarah? What is Warsaw? What is Sarah? What? Okay, technically we were supposed to start like 7 minutes ago, but I started way fucking later. Where does volume 5 end again? I think it's somewhere around 11:50 or something, they said, King Godzilla, but I might have that. That number's off, definitely a little bit. Let's do Lexicon and then we'll get started, okay? Sarajevo? Sarajevo? Oh, yeah, Bosnia. Yep. Okay, island alone. Island, sea. Sea, water. Water, bottle. Bottle, water bottle. Packing. Packing, vacation. No, what? Packing, prepare. Plastic, wrap, packaging, fuck, wrap, prepare, store, plan, shit. Oh, this is so cooked. What? Luggage. Luggage, handbag. Am I fucking dumb? Bro, plan is already on there. Box. Bro, box doesn't want to be so ticked. Pack. Is pack not on there? Am I dumb? It was pack. This world is a prison. Get me out of here. Oh my god. It was fucking pack. What a joke. Where are we? Packaging doesn't work, but pack works. Fucking Jesus. Where are we? 10:17. Yep. Baker. Bug, how's it going, man? Kami, how's it going, guys? How y'all doing? How y'all doing this fine Saturday afternoon or Sunday morning? I don't fucking know where you're from. Nightwalker, how's it going, man? Okay. Backlund, Empress Borough in the... Wait, no, hold on. I forgot to just format this really quickly. Let's just do that. All right, let's go. All right, Backlund, Empress Borough, in the outskirts of the Northwest. This was a place that needed much more than an hour, that took much more than an hour via horse carriage. How many lines and paragraphs do you want to skip the stream? Fucking, if I could use your name, all of them, okay? Any more answer, bitch? Meager Manor was built by the side of the Tussock River, so it had beautiful scenery. Strangely enough, Backlund City's areas were had perennial rain with relatively few sunny days. However, in the outskirts, the clouds tended to be thinner and the sun always bright. Despite the shortest distance, the two places had completely different weather. Just skip over every vowel. You want me to speak in Hebrew? Yeah, I can't do that. I mean, it'd be cool in theory, but I can't do that. It was most obvious with for anyone that doesn't understand. Hebrew doesn't have vowels technically, so yeah. It was most obvious within the northwestern outskirts. It was even a rather famous grape plantation in the northern continent. I'm trying to write a fanfic about it, and there's barely anything on high sequences. Wow, I wish the devil path would... Oh, I see. It's not good to explain. Well, yeah, but what if some people don't get... It's a joke, but it's an informative joke, you know? For the people that knew it, it's a funny joke. For the people that didn't know it, they get to learn a bit of information. It's something for everyone. Did you know Easy skipped an entire chapter? Based. You know what? If I could, I would just skip the last 400 chapters and just make up my own ending. A headcanon, I think they call it. Some of the Donghua only look up to the wiki to see pathways, saying that this helps them understand the Donghua. Okay, you guys are probably going to be mad if I'm honest. But that doesn't bug me at all. I think if a person decides like, hey, I would like to know this bit of information because it will help me conceptualize a thing better, and they understand that like, hey, technically I'm not supposed to know this till way later, fucking your prerogative, brother. However you want to enjoy a series, that's your call. It's none of my fucking business. If you don't even want to read Lord of the Mysteries and just read all of the wiki, that's fucking go with God, brother. I got no issues with you. Hebrews, like, I see. But it's the entire power system. I agree. But it's their... But they're watching a show, Nagitsu. I don't get to say, like, no, you do not get to enjoy the show like this. It must be as the author intended, because otherwise you... And like, no, fucking, bro. The author intended to put out a thing for the world to enjoy. How the world intakes a thing is up to them. It's up to the author to say, like, hey, like, this is the thing. I would recommend doing it like ABC, but if you want to do like ZYX, fucking your call. I got no issues. Okay. And by following the Tussock River from this region northwest for another 50 kilometers, one would encounter weather similar to Backland City area. Such situations left meteorologists puzzled. They couldn't find any suitable theories to explain the reason, but Klein had an idea. In the Fourth Epoch, this was the capital of the Tudor-Truance United Empire, and it was also here that the Blood Emperor, Alista Tudor, abandoned his humanity and became an insane deity. Therefore, it was normal that the weather and terrain had changed forever in those small confines. Leonard Mitchell had once mentioned information about this in one of the free exchanges. Sometimes, like, official would just have... It's their experience to ruin. I wouldn't publicly scold them about it, but I would Yeah, and that's totally fair, Luvion. Like, privately, if you want to say, like, hey, like, listen, I feel like you don't get the best enjoyment of it, that's a personal judgment, that's fine. But I think to say, like, no, you can't enjoy it like this, like, you're ruining it for yourself. Like, bro, it's fucking, how do I, like, maybe another person enjoys a thing differently than I do, you know? Like, again, and this is like a argument that there's no correct answer to, because it's like a philosophical, like the actual thing is like, okay, does a piece of art have meaning because the author gives it a meaning, or can you enjoy a piece of art without the author? It's a question. I don't know. I'm not the guy with the answer. I don't know, fucking clue, right? But I see both sides. Like, I think if you want to say, like, hey, no, like, the author intended for us to intake this piece of information in this sequence, I think you're free to say, like, hey, I think you should enjoy it like that, no problem. But I think if another person says, like, hey, I'm trying to watch it like this, but, like, I find it really confusing, and I don't see myself following through with it because I feel like I'm getting lost. But, like, if I just go online and I search up the sequences in my mind, I can conceptualize it better, and I think it's okay for... And then I think I'll watch the whole thing. Fucking your call. I got no issues. Furthermore, as an area with long history and signs of early human activity, this land of hope buried countless ancient ruins. It was possible that they could also affect the weather. Nagito, what the fuck was your last comment, brother? If they kept it to themselves, I agree, but they make sure to spoil it for... Oh, okay, yeah, that's a separate issue, yeah. This carriage drove into Mager Manor, passing by the fountain pot and the small garden that was surrounded by the main building. Just as Klein got off the carriage with his butler, he saw the land steward, Richardson, lead 2 rows of male and female servants by the door. Compared to 160 Balkan Street, there were even more servants here. Well done, Klein nodded with a smile at Richardson. Without waiting for Richardson to reply, he took off his hat and handed it to his valet. while asking, "Have you prepared the activity room for the ladies to chat and for the men to play cards in?" "Yes, sir. I've placed poker cards, tarot cards, and some board games. The piano, violins, and other common musical instruments have also been moved." "Where's the smoking room for the gentlemen?" "Like the ladies, it's on the second floor. They're separated by by 5 rooms." To ensure that his employer's first hunting excursion was flawless, he had taken note of every nitty-gritty detail, although it exhausted him. He was still excited. Klein asked about dinner and the guest rooms after confirming that everything was in place. Before long, he received the first batch of guests after the manor had a change of names from Maygood Manor to Dantes Manor. Aw, yay! "We're building our family dynasty. A dynasty to last 1,000 years. Or until Klein becomes a god, because this motherfucker has no bitches. He's having no kids. Ugh, imagine having a smoking room. Based. I think you should smoke wherever. Secondhand smoke. That's something those liberals made, okay? I tell you, back up in Washington, D.C. Bro, I'm doing the smoking. How is it hurting you? Smoke wherever. The first person to arrive was Member of Parliament Macht and his family. "This place is much bigger than my Moose Manor," Macht said. "I've always heard of Mager's wine being excellent, but I've never had the chance of tasting it." "I hope you won't be disappointed," Klein smiled modestly. "I meant no smoking indoors?" No, you didn't, Marshall. That's what those liberals mean, and I know you don't mean that. You're a good old-fashioned American. I don't even know where you're from." I'm not even American. "It's better to have a smoking room. The dumbass is smoking everywhere." Wrong. It's better to have a vaping room for those dumbasses to vape, so that everyone can, so that all the idiots vaping, ugh, no one wants to see that, okay? Smoking makes you look at least 30% cooler. Scientifically proven. As a famous area for grape plantation in the northern continent, champagne, red wine, and white wine were considered the finest in Backland's northwestern outskirts. But with the manor here mainly being owned by nobles, self-brewed alcoholic beverages were typically not sold to the public. Therefore, it was almost unheard of. Only from people of high society or those related to them would know of this. What about smoking with a pipe like Dunn? 10%. Not as cool as cigarettes, but like cooler than you just sitting there twiddling your thumb. Like, bro, come on, get it together. "You are American since you live on the continent of America?" Oh, true. But does that also make South Americans all like Brazilians Americans in by your logic too, Kami? Oh, true. Username is right. Okay. The pipe only adds 10% to your coolness factor, but it adds 60% to your intelligence. True. Yes. The real cool kids snort mummy powder. Wrong. The real cool kids. That's fun. Yeah, you're right. I'm not gonna make that joke. Yeah, you're right, DSV. Okay. Maker was one of the most iconic manors. The wine that it brewed was widely praised by people in the know. Red wine of certain years was even offered at more than £100 a bottle by collectors. Do it, you coward. All right. Real people inject the mummy powder rectally. Okay. However, for Klein to be able to buy this manor for £20,000, he naturally had to agree to certain conditions. All the wine from certain years were to be taken away by Duke Negan's servants. Nagato, you're such a bitch, bro. This motherfucker says, "Do it, you coward," and then immediately says, "Clip it." You're so, oh my god, I fucking hate you so much. Macht was rather clear about this and didn't expect a few didn't expect to drink famous wine commodities. He said with a laugh, "You can open a few bottles and pour a small glass for each of us. Let me decide which of the remaining wine is the most spectacular." No problem, Klein smiled. Compared to July and August, the girl Hazel had clearly cheered up a decent bit. She no longer felt apprehensive when facing strangers. Previously, it was as bad as not willing to participate in banquets or balls. This made those familiar with her think she was sick. Dude, actually, this is a fucking entrapment, bro. Oh my god, he enticed me to do it. He's like, "Do it, you can," and then he's like, "Clip it, boys, clip it and ship it, put it in the clip channel." Oh my fucking god. Ugh. And this was all thanks to Audrey. Whenever she met Dwayne at the Bursary Foundation, she had mentioned that she had recently met Miss Hazel. Such communication wasn't problematic at first glance, since Hazel was a common acquaintance of both of them. Finding a topic of a common friend was common in idle chit-chat. However, Klein could read Miss Justice's hints and understood that she had met Hazel twice at different balls and banquets and treated her twice. You want to say, yeah, and a hint, hell yeah, send your mushroom art. But after getting Mock's family settled in, Klein welcomed the second batch of guests. Brigadier General Quanos Kilgore, who came with a friend. Klein knew this friend, but he didn't know Dwayne Dantes. He was a steam car mogul, Framus Cage. Wait, wasn't this the fucking guy who bought Klein's shares? He was one of the main investors of the bicycle project. Yep. He had relied on a lawyer suspected to be a beyonder of the lawyer sequence of the lawyer pathway, and had bought the 10% share from Sherlock at a cheap price. Yeah, since he's related to a lawyer, it can be explained how he's an Earl of the Fallen's friend. Klein went forward with a smile and hugged Brigadier General Quanos and Framus Cage. "Welcome." "I heard your steam car is very famous. Why don't you drive it over?" Klein asked. No, you don't understand. He will never give up the chance to showcase his steam car, but the car is too heavy. On the way here, it fell into a ditch and couldn't be pulled out. Thankfully, I never believed his claims and rode on a carriage myself, following behind. Otherwise, he would have had to cover the remaining distance on foot. You should have learned not to trust Unhinged. I am truly like Superman, Luvion. I believe the best of everyone. No matter who. I like to think we all just need someone to believe in ourselves, really. The main problem is that the roads are terrible. They need to be renovated and rebuilt, I say. They need metal tracks to be paved like steam locomotives. Framus retorted and threw up his hands. "I was planning on seeking some investment from you. Ha ha ha. Perhaps we can talk later." Trump needs someone to believe in himself less. Trump needs to believe in himself less. He's narcissistic as fuck. Believing in myself, you mean the one causing all my problems? You were the one who invested in us previously, but now you're asking me for an investment? Only then did Klein realize he had become a rather famous tycoon. He had donated shares worth more than £10,000 and had purchased an expensive manor, and had established connections with the military, so he was obviously rich. But in fact, my current net worth is only £50,000 to £60,000. Bro, do you understand how much money that is? I wonder when I'll become a tycoon worth millions of pounds. Klein thought in a self-deprecating manner. After some thought, he said, "It's fine. I'm very interested in the fusion of machinery and steam. When I'm free, I can take a look at your car." "Spectacular," Framus said. "I didn't know if you had donated a large sum to the Church of the Evernight. If I didn't know that you had donated a large sum to the Church of the Evernight, I might only think of you as a believer of the god of steam and machinery as well." I've drawn the triangular symbol on my chest in the past, after all. Why don't you head to the smoking room and try out some of the prize cigars there? Yeah, I know, only £50,000-60,000. He's at 10% of Audrey's wealth. Probably even more, because I think Audrey said she was worth like £200,000 or so. So he's closer to probably 20 to 30% of, nah, maybe not 30, but like 20% of Audrey's wealth. And he's like, I only have this much money. Bro, Audrey is the richest woman in the fucking 7 kingdoms. And you want to sit here and be like, damn, dog, I'm poors. I need help. It wasn't until I bought this manor that I realized that there was a room specifically for storing cigars. Its temperature and humidity are maintained, but as you know, I can't smoke. But I don't like to. Not bad. Do you have chieftain? Quanos smiled. Of course, Klein said. There was only one goal in organizing this trip. It was to hunt this brigadier general, deputy director of MI9. Therefore, he had taken consideration of all his preferences. Is Klein killing him? Is that what he means by hunting? Or does he mean like I want to get some information out of him? Is he killing another demigod of the military? Based. Oh, God. As a magician, Klein never performed unprepared. But Klein wasn't in a hurry to take action this trip, because he still lacked understanding of Quanos' strength. He needed more gatherings and hunts to figure out his preferences, level of alertness, and the items he had. In an apartment in Sherwood Borough, Forrest couldn't help but ask, what are you so troubled about, as she asked Geo. I'm frustrated over whether to inform MI9 about Viscount Stratford's close relationship with this random woman. Why are you keeping it from them? Forrest asked. Viscount Stratford is related to your father's death, right? But you normally lack the opportunity or strength to confront him. Afraid of being exposed and affecting your mother and brother, but as you know, he might encounter an accident because of that woman. He'd be relatively easy to deal with. This is your opportunity, so you're being hesitant, right? Yes. Since you're hesitating, it means you already lean towards an option. Yes. Then I already know your decision. What do you need help with? Aw, what a good friend. She's like, bro. She's like, girly. What? You're scared because you don't want to kill a Viscount? I got you. What are you... Bro, I got you. You're my homegirl. See? This is true female friendship. Girls don't let other girls kill their enemies alone. Based. Clip it. Well, do you need my help? Seeing Gio was hesitating to give an answer, she laughed and said, I'm a Sequence 6 Beyonder. You didn't have Gio... No, I get so... Bro, I've been so busy. Okay, I promise. I'll add it tomorrow, okay? I'll add it tomorrow. Holy shit. Luvion is like, okay, well, I didn't do it this time. You asked. Yeah, as if you fucking needed someone to say it, Luvion. Just do what you're gonna do. Oh, my fucking God. I'm a Sequence 6 Beyonder, Forrest laughed. If you're worried, we can still get other help. She was implying to get help from the Tarot Club. Not for now. Let's just try it first. Let's head out there and continue monitoring the Viscount. Now? Alright, but before that, let me use my crystal ball to do some astromancy to confirm the danger. After some work, she said, there's a certain level of danger. Bro, that's like the most useless fucking divination. There's a certain level of danger? What level? High? Medium? Low? Low, medium? What? A certain level. Whose level? Fours, you're a fucking charlatan. Girl. Unhinged. I started reading like 10 minutes ago, bro. Okay, maybe not 10, but like... Okay. I started reading 20 minutes ago. Y'all are bitches. I'm on pace. Empress Borough, by the side of the Viscount Stratford's manor. Forrest and Gio, who were dressed in black dresses, hid in a corner. It wasn't raining tonight, so they didn't have to face harsh weather conditions. After an unknown period of time, the gates produced a heavy metal groan as they opened. A figure in a black cloak appeared, with its head bowed. Is that her? Forrest asked. Yes! Gio nodded in confirmation. Why? It's unhinged. Why are you answering? Good point, Kame. I apologize. Gio immediately left her hiding spot, prepared to use those sheriff beyond her powers and the physical enhancement of being an interrogator. What are you doing? Forrest asked. Track her. What are you tracking her for? Forrest asked. Didn't you say the target has a rather powerful beyonder protecting her once you enter the Backland Bridge area? Yeah. Your question is so odd. The reason you track someone is to figure out their appearance, identity, and motives. Since the target is protected by a powerful beyonder, it'll be difficult for us to complete the tracking. We won't be able to find her residence and figure out her identity. Do you wish to directly fight her guardian? Although you have me, are you certain about that person's strength? How certain? Is it dangerous? Besides, once the battle begins, it'll alarm your target. It is the same as stopping the carriage midway and confronting her directly. It'll foil your primary objective. It'll alarm the Viscount and prevent him from falling into a predicament. If we do it, there's a possibility of failure. If we do it, there's a possibility of failure, but failure is certain if we do nothing, Gio said. Alright, eventually I knew I was going to make this mistake. No. We have to change our way of thinking. We should first attempt to figure out the person's appearance. After daybreak, we use her appearance to perform a normal investigation and get some info from other channels. That's so professional, Gio thought. Of course. I've written detective novels, Forrest answered. But how do I figure out what they look like? Elementary. Using psychological invisibility, Miss Justice recorded. Forrest took out Leimano's travel. Username. I really don't want to... I don't want to fucking vindicate you by saying it's 1984, but goddamn, I have every instinct to delete your fucking comments. Holy shit. I'm not going to because I don't want to give you the fucking vindication, but goddamn, you're testing me. Forrest continued, by using the Beyonder powers on this page, you'll be placed in a sensory blind spot of all surrounding creatures. They wouldn't be able to see you even if you jumped out in front of them. That way you can directly board the carriage and stand in front of the target, openly taking in her appearance and remembering all her traits. I think that people who use psychological invisibility might end up being squashed to death by huge creatures if they're unlucky. Don't make too much noise later. Don't speak to any nearby creatures or you will get attention. Okay, how do I prevent the target from discovering the sudden opening of the carriage door? Did you record the door opening power? She guessed. Yes. She then told her which pages psychological invisibility and door opening were on. Before long, she saw her target. Her right hand immediately trembled as she made the notebook revealed a yellowish-brown goatskin page. She slid her fingers gently, and Gio seemed to see countless ripples of light on the surface of a deep lake spread out. You're getting username's opinion on this, Godzilla? Ask like DSV, or as much as I hate to say it, ask like fucking Kami. If he's in a good mood, ask fucking Unhinged, but I mean, Unhinged would probably lie to you. Don't ask him. Never mind. To her, when her vision returned to normal, she sped up and rushed to the side of the carriage. To ensure nothing went wrong, Gio didn't immediately take action. With a few strides, she overtook the horse. She then turned around as though she was crossing the road, but the carriage didn't notice her, nor did he shout at her to rein in the horse. After confirming the effects of psychological invisibility, she sped up and dodged the horse galloping and came to the side of the carriage. Bro, when she enters the carriage... You said when she enters the carriage! Wait, Kami! After a brief observation, she flipped through Leimano's travel and revealed a white page covered with patterns and symbols. She then reached out her hand and pressed it on the surface of the carriage. Oh, sorry, Kami. In my mind, I thought I said something. I'm tired, okay? I apologize. Her figure instantly turned transparent as she appeared inside. Bro, I've actually gotten used to being a fucking jobless bum. This is crazy. 1 week and I'm this cooked. I did this for 3 years. What is happening to me? Her figure turned transparent as she appeared inside. Okay, there we go. Vanitas, right? Kami's had that photo for so long, no, Godzilla? I mean, I feel like he had another one before this, but... I think he's had this for a while. Oh, good lord. Oh, I'm so cooked. Okay, let's go. This woman in a black cloak was sitting diagonally opposite her as though she was in thought, staring at the glass window where Gio stood. But she didn't notice this bounty hunter. At such close distance, even with her cloak lowered, Gio was able to see her face clearly. Furthermore, the woman wasn't as careful as she was walking outside. Her every action appeared rather casual. Instantly, her appearance was reflected in Gio's eyes, overlapping with a face that still had some male characteristics. This was the power of a sheriff. She couldn't help but widen her eyes and shout, "Charmaine?" Or Sherman? She could foresee that this woman, who had often entered the Viscount's residence, was rather beautiful, but she never expected her to be her friend Charmaine. He was once a young man. Sherman, he was once a young man. Holy shit. A man who wasn't considered androgynous and now looked beautiful. He even had the charms of a woman. At that moment, Gio couldn't help but size up Sherman. She couldn't associate her figure with the young man she used to know. If it wasn't for her beyonder powers that allowed her to confirm that it was that the person opposite her was Sherman, Gio definitely would have imagined that she made a mistake. But even so, she suspected whether this person wasn't Sherman, but Sherman's twin sister. Upon hearing the familiar question, Sherman realized there was another person in the carriage, someone she knew, Gio Derecha. Having already changed her name to Charmaine, she was alarmed, but the words Trissy often mentioned appeared in her mind. You cannot meet people you once knew. Do you want your husband, your beloved, to know of your former state? Only by completely severing your connection can you be reborn. In doing so, save yourself. Such words quickly flashed through Charmaine's mind as a terrifying thought appeared. Kill her. This resonated. This thought seemed to come from a demon in the abyss that constantly whispered in Charmaine's ear, "Kill her. Kill this person who recognized you. Only by doing so can you truly escape the past and not lose the present. Kill her." Gio couldn't help but ask, how did you become like this? Where have you been? Did you encounter something? Were you hurt? I've already begun a new life. Don't disturb me again, Charmaine said in a sobbing voice. I don't want to lose all I have now. I don't wish to see people that I knew in the past. The more she spoke, the faster it became. Okay, Gio said, pursing her lips. She didn't stay any longer and reached out to open the carriage window and jump out. Charmaine silently watched this process and exhaled before she slumped in her seat. It wasn't easy for her to control the demon in her heart. At that moment, a figure rapidly outlined itself and appeared. Demoness Trissy. Why didn't you kill her? Trissy said with a smile. She's one of the few people who didn't ostracize me. She even helped me. Why are you here? Charmaine asked. I'm protecting you. Oh, damn, Gio. Tarot Club member. Gone but never forgotten. The first Tarot Club member to bite the dust. Oof. You will be remembered. It's a good thing I didn't put you in the fucking GIF. Otherwise, I would have had to take you out so quick. Whew. Alright, she's cooked. Without waiting for Charmaine to answer, she said, you seem to be in a good mood when you came out. Maybe. Perhaps I have a chance of becoming a mother. As she spoke, she touched her stomach. I feel him kicking me. How could it be so fast? She wasn't sure if she could get pregnant today. Upon seeing her reaction, Trissy smiled even more charmingly. Yeah, do you not know how fucking babies are formed, bro? Yeah, they don't just start kicking you like 40 minutes after you have sex. What the fuck? Has Cuttlefish never... Does he not know how this works? What the fuck? Before someone says it, yes, obviously a joke. How was it? Did you take a good look? Forrest asked. I did, Gio nodded. I know her. No, him. Him? He's Sherman. The Sherman I told you about. He became a woman. Are you mistaken? Could it be Sherman's sister? No. He admitted it herself. And even told me not to disturb her. She wants to bid farewell to her past. I don't think Cuttlefish has ever been pregnant. Isn't he married? I assume... Even if he doesn't have kids, I assume he understands the basic procedure. What the fuck? But how did he become a woman? It's not impossible. There's a beyonder pathway that allows a man to become a woman at a certain stage. Really? Yeah. Which pathway? Demoness. It's the assassin pathway. Sherman became a demoness? Could it be that she's being taken advantage of? No, I must warn her. This is so interesting because, okay, the fact that the baby's kicking already means there's something weird in the pregnancy, which I don't know what. I don't know if Cuttlefish has kids. If he does, I don't know what kind of fucking nightmarish pregnancy his wife had. Like, bro, what the fuck? So I'm gonna guess there's something weird about the pregnancy, which in my mind, because I can't think of anything else, would be a god being born in Charmaine's belly, kind of like Megos and the True Creator. If that's the case, I would assume it would be the primordial demoness. But why would Trissy want to help? Trissy hated the primordial demoness when she was trying to be reborn in her body. Maybe she's like controlling her or something? I don't know. Just as Gio said that, she turned around and ran in an attempt to catch up with the carriage. But she couldn't find the target after pursuing it. She and Sherman and the carriage seemed to have disappeared. Gradually, Gio slowed down and finally stopped. Behind her, Forrest passed through a few walls and caught up with her. Gone, Gio whispered. We were discovered, Forrest replied. Let's return and find another opportunity. Gio didn't take a few steps as she continued standing there. Now that she says, you don't have to make sense, try to... Fuck you, DSV. Okay. This is what fucking DSV's comment reminds me of. Any women? I don't think there's any women in chat, but if there are, I apologize in advance. But fuck.
How do you rate women so well?
I think of a man, and I take away reason and accountability.
actually cooked. I don't know what movie that's from. I've just seen that clip on occasion. Dude, if Dr. Z was here, oh my god. That's why I said, I was like, women in chat, I apologize. These do not represent my views. Okay. Okay. Since they discovered a problem, will they speed up their opportunity? It's possible. If they don't wish to have their plans foiled, they might attempt a final strike tonight before we're prepared. Let's return to the Viscount's place and hide. Okay, Gio said. Wait, Kit Kat, are you a woman? You don't have to tell if you're not comfortable, by the way. All good. She came from the episode 6 reaction video with replies having... Jesus Christ, Moon. What the fuck? In the dock area inside the warehouse with plenty of goods, Charmaine was sitting on the wooden crate. Her hands were crossed behind her back, as her body had thin but firm spiderwebs coiled around it. She then appeared to be encased in a transparent cocoon. Cocoon? Yes, part of the 2%. Oh my god, part of the 2%! Oh my god, thank you, Kit Kat. Thank you so much for being here. You're part of my 2%, yo. You're goated. Thank you. This is not even a fucking joke, by the way. I think my actual ratio of viewers is like 98-2. I gotta do something to yes, you might hear my nephew crying in the background. They're trying to give him a bath and he's not enjoying it clearly. Hold on, now that I say it, come on, where's my shit? Oh, wait, sorry. Okay, I was wrong. I apologize. Okay, I apologize. It's not quite that bad. It's like 2 times as better, okay? Let's have a look. It's 96-4. 96-4. I bet you, like, 3.5 of this 4 is Dr. Z's 40 accounts. Oh my god. Huge! We're making such good improvements. Oh my god. Oh god. The cuttlefish gave me PT. I apologize. Sure, it's not a bad thing for you. Trissy stood in front of Charmaine with a pitch black flame that resembled ink burning in her palm. At the very least, you can determine if he loves you or if he's just lying. Charmaine was angry and afraid. She desperately used her whimpers to express her wish, but Trissy was unmoved. She then turned her flame-wielding palm around and pressed it to Charmaine's stomach. What the fuck is going on here? Which is scarier, Adam or Rahman? I think Adam, because I think the threat of someone you know fucking nothing about and he doesn't even fucking exist unless he wants to. Holy shit. Charmaine was... yes. The flames seemed to have intelligence as they scattered like flowing water. Following that, they penetrated her skin and flesh in an attempt to drill inside. What the fuck? Is he trying to... Trissy's smooth black hair flared up in defiance of the laws of nature. They were being pulled by invisible hands. It stained the surrounding air with a peculiar smell. I don't think I missed anything, bro. I think you're just being schizoid. Nouveau membrane swap to... All's closing in? Okay, cool. The strands of hair thickened as they scattered into distinct strands. Beneath them, dark beams of light surged, bringing about curses and words. They flowed rapidly, fusing into pitch-black flames. Upon entering Charmaine's stomach, they quickly vanished. Charmaine's face twitched uncontrollably. Bro, you... What? When? What song? Well, it's closing in. Okay. Bro, am I just being dumb? Or like Kami's message is so fucking hard to understand. What the fuck? Charmaine's face twitched uncontrollably. But she didn't feel any pain. It was as though it was purely on reflex. She calmed down as she saw Trissy's figure turn faint and gradually turn transparent. Charmaine's pupils widened as she struggled again, but she was unable to break free. She tried again and again, like a flood was rising, centimeter by centimeter, in the silent warehouse. After an unknown period of time, the door to the warehouse opened, and a thud slammed into the two sides of the wall. A figure staggered in, Viscount Stratford. What the fuck? He didn't wear his white wig like he normally did. This revealed his rather high receding hairline. Aw, damn, Captain Dunn looking ass. This revealed his high receding hairline and messy black hair. The latter was stuck together as though it had been drenched by a storm and was air dried, but in the past few hours, clouds were thin and the crimson moon high. Drops of sweat dripped down Viscount Stratford's rather cut facial contours. His body was slightly hunched and his facial muscles were twisted, as though his eyes were filled with pain and concern. He surveyed the area and was delighted when he found Charmaine, but he turned anxious as he charged over. Charmaine saw him enter the warehouse, and her face lit up. She then revealed a worry and a fearful expression as she attempted to shake her head, but her neck was held firm by the spider webs. She reeled in anxiety to the point of tears flowing out of her eyes. Just as the Viscount was about to reach her, a loud bang rang between the two. It was as though an invisible wall separated the two. If you wish to break the curse and take her away, you have to answer my question without hiding anything. A figure then appeared in the corner of the warehouse. None other than Demoness Trissy. Without waiting for the Viscount's response, she raised her right hand and conjured a pitch-black flame. The Viscount's face, hands, neck, and exposed skin instantly turned transparent as they protruded with blood vessels. In every blood vessel there was a black flame silently burning. The pain in the Viscount's eyes immediately reached a peak, but it vanished instantly in the next moment. His expression turned cold as a jibing look appeared in his eye. Or as a jibing? Jibing? J-I-B-I-N-G. It was as though the one being cursed wasn't him, but Trissy. Trissy was the one in the corner of the warehouse, suddenly burst into a flame. In the blink of an eye, Trissy was like Charmaine, sealed in her transparent cocoon. Oh shit! In a ventilation vent high above the warehouse, a figure appeared. It was a woman whose age wasn't obvious. She wore a simple and sacred white robe. She had black hair, blue eyes, looking sweet and beautiful. Katerina Pele. Trissy seemed to expend all her strength before shouting a name. At this moment, the Viscount grabbed at his body, pulling out an illusory doll covered in thick flames. He smiled at Charmaine and smiled at Trissy. When it comes to matters related in life, I would never be careless. When that fellow Sykes died, I knew it would be my turn one day. Since you're hunting mate means there are others who wish to hunt you. We're patient, afraid of scaring you away, and we did nothing until we waited for today. Also, your gift was pretty good. Oh, he said, nah, bitch, I didn't love her at all. Just needed her to get to you. Sykes. William Sykes? Who's Sykes? Can someone tell me? Her eyes widened, but there wasn't any focus. Love. Trissy laughed, mocking herself. She wasn't nervous at all. Why is she not nervous, bro? Katarina's a fucking sequence 3. What do you mean? Mager Manor. Night had fallen. After settling more than 20 guests and preparing the hunting trip the next day, Klein woke up not long after he fell asleep. His spiritual intuition had been triggered. Brigadier General Quanos Kilgore, who wore a shirt and pants, had flown out of the guest room and had landed outside. I haven't even taken action. He came here for his own goals? With a thought, Klein controlled a cockroach outside and turned it into his marionette, and then used his eyes to see the surroundings. At the same time, Quanos Kilgore appeared. After this demigod left the manor, he distorted his balance and quickly arrived by the bank of the Tussock River. The cockroach watched quietly. He's heading for the south bank of the Tussock River. What does he want to do? Does he have a preference of hunting in the suburbs? He also introduced Mager Manor to me for this reason. As the MI9 demigod left, Klein recalled a matter. Back when he escaped the underground ruins where Inzong Will and company were, he appeared somewhere northwest of Backland. This was the south bank of the Tussock River, making it rather close to where the manor was. The plot thickens! Oh my god, it's only been it's been 3 chapters and I'm already tired. Holy shit. As his thoughts raced, Klein switched positions with his valet, Inuni, who was in the opposite room, and under the grapevine, 150 meters from the manor's main building, a slow-creeping centipede suddenly stiffened. Almost at the same time, its body vanished, and Dwayne Dantes appeared. Klein had swapped positions with his marionette again. He planned to use this method to tail Quanos Kilgore and figure out where he was going. Although he could move 150 meters at a time, it took 2 or 3 seconds in between moves due to the process of turning a target into a marionette. This was more concealed compared to Flaming Jump or Teleport. After all, he was dealing with a demigod. He had to be careful for Quanos Kilgore not to notice him. Even in domains where one's spiritual intuition wasn't the best, it was a demigod after all. By the same logic, Klein didn't rely on Creeping Hunger to hide in the shadows. This was because it was relatively slower. Under the dark night of sky, from Mager Manor to the south bank of the Tussock River, the rats, snakes, spiders, fish were active in that stretch of land, stiffened and turned sluggish. Bye, Nagito! They were converted into marionettes one after another. With their help, Klein constantly moved without causing a stir. Soon he arrived at the south bank of the Tussock River, and after catching up to Quanos Kilgore, he maintained a distance of 1 kilometer. To a bizarre sorcerer, even if a marionette were to go beyond this range, it would immediately escape from its control or die immediately. Without a bizarre sorcerer's consciousness as a catalyst, this process was rather slow and needed nearly 10 minutes. Therefore, Klein wasn't worried he would lose Inuni, who was lying in bed while he did his tailing. As long as he reached within 10 minutes, he could continue controlling his marionette. That's nice to know, okay, because I would have thought as soon as you left that range, the marionette just goes... Silently, Klein followed Quanos Kilgore as they went upstream. At this moment, Quanos Kilgore wasn't wearing a vest or a coat, and he suddenly stopped, checked his surroundings, as though he was trying to claim his territory. Upon seeing this, Klein didn't dare stay any longer. He switched places with his marionette and retreated repeatedly, pulling away to a distance of nearly 3 kilometers. At this moment, he gave up control of the marionettes ahead of him. A few dead bugs wouldn't incur any suspicion. This was too common in a forest. King of the Five Seas Nast can create a fighting environment favorable to him. Will Quanos Kilgore, who's also of the Black Emperor pathway, have the ability to demarcate such a region? He can change, boost, and use certain rules to make whoever tails him expose themselves. That's possible. Klein took out a gold coin from his pocket and flicked it. Without needing to look down, the gold coin naturally reflected in his mind. It was heads. It meant that the anomaly ahead contained extreme dangers. As expected of a demigod, it's so enviable. But do you think you can avoid me? Klein scoffed inwardly as he turned into the Gehrman Sparrow. Following that, he clasped his hands together and said, "Blessed of the sea and the spirit world, guardian of the Rorstad archipelago, ruler of the undersea creatures, master of the tsunamis and storms, the great Kulvatua." After praying, Klein immediately took 4 steps counterclockwise and went above the grey fog and grabbed the bone scepter. With the help of his prayer, he utilized the sea god scepters, responding to its believers, and saw the area around Gehrman. He then raised his FOV and took in the surrounding area. Using this as an origin, he expanded his vision to 5 nautical miles. This was the limit to what the sea god scepter could observe. At this moment, the area where Quanos had designated that no object could escape his notice appeared in Klein's vision. In the dock area, inside the warehouse, love, Trissy chuckled as her figure grew faint. In the blink of an eye, Trissy, who had been bound tightly, turned into an illusory mirror. It was a full-body mirror, taller than a person. Aqueous lights shimmered within a ghostly halo grew out of it as there was a door leading to another world. At this moment, it didn't reflect the same scene in front of it. Instead, it outlined a room. The room was lit. The door... Oh my fucking god. The room was dimly lit. The bed and the furniture had diced up into countless small pieces and were scattered everywhere. Only the region was spick and span. Only the central region was spick and span. Trissy stood up, wearing a dark black dress. Her hair cascaded down smoothly as it fluttered in the wind. She wasn't actually present and was using an illusory mirror to project her figure and strength remotely. It was as though everything was real. Therefore, she wasn't flustered at all. Upon seeing this, Katerina didn't hesitate to let out a shriek. Can't trust these demonesses, I say. I'm telling you, can't trust these demonesses. Invisible waves quickly spread out as her hair flared up. The illusory full-body mirror suddenly vibrated and shook as though it was on the brink of breaking apart, and in the messy room it reflected the fragments of the bed, desk, and chairs turned grayish-white, losing their luster. The brownish-yellow floor in front of Trissy turned into grayish-white rocks as it quickly extended towards the only human in the room. Trissy didn't attempt to escape as she turned away and waved her hand while leaping towards an open window. In midair, invisible spiderwebs that belonged to her phased into existence. They turned dark as they spread towards the illusory white colors. What the fuck is happening here? So Trissy used this mirror to like show up there, but she wasn't physically there. It was more like a fucking projection. And now Katerina is somehow using that shriek to like, I don't know, like harm her by like, I don't know, using a fucking like a ray that can go through the mirror and attack. I don't fucking get it. At this moment, the dark and profound full-body mirror produced one crack after another. Amidst illusory shattering sounds, it broke apart. However, before the full-body mirror vanished, the grayish-white colors receded into a single strange manner inside the petrified room, materializing into a figure. Trissy used Charmaine as a trap for the Viscount, but the Viscount used it as a counter-trap with Katerina. I ain't describing the battle, this is for... Yeah, I get that, yeah. She also has access to the mirror ability and is way higher sequence. Oh, okay, yeah. The figure wore a simple white holy robe with raven black hair. She was the demoness of unaging, Katerina. Viscount Stratford could no longer see the situation in the opposite room. He then wore a mixed look before he recovered and cast his gaze onto Charmaine. Trissy was patient. To deal with me, she spent months to nurture a new demoness. What does she want you to gain from me? At that moment, with Trissy's connection being severed, the spiderwebs around Charmaine loosened, and they were unable to bind her. The beautiful girl wore a blank look as she replied, she wanted to know who you're truly loyal to. Without waiting for the Viscount to say a word, she asked hesitantly, how many of those promises that you made to me were real? You're probably the silliest and most naive demoness I've ever met. Damn. Viscount, you die here, bro. Damn. Charmaine's expression froze on her face as the glimmer in her eyes that she found was so hard to regain. Outside the warehouse, Gio and Forz were hiding in the shadows. They had followed the Viscount here. Damn. Their patience had paid off, and they discovered this captain of the Royal Guard secretly leaving his mansion in the dead of night. Using Gio's power as a sheriff, they followed him all the way here, keeping a huge distance between them. In addition, they also sensed that the Viscount's condition had worsened as though he'd been injured. We had the opportunity to take action on the way here, Forz asked, but you said it yourself, you have a nagging feeling that things aren't simple. That might be the intuition of an astrologer. It also just might be my procrastination. They didn't say any more as the silence ruled once again. They waited together, silently. At this moment, a pitch-black flame was ignited on the rammed earth in front of them. The strange flames rapidly dispersed and kept close to the ground. It then outlined a row of text. This is the chance you've been waiting for. What do we do? Force couldn't help but ask. Wait, Katarina wants to... Oh, no, not Katarina. That's Trissy saying like, hey, I'm taking care of the demon. I'm taking care of the demigod. Go get what you need. You know, go kill that bitch. Nice. I mean, probably not for that guy, but fuck him. Okay, we were discovered. They had discovered something similar, but they were repeating it now. But it didn't have the same meaning. Previously, it was referring to being discovered by the Guardian or Monitor when she recognized Charmaine. Now, the crux of the matter was that their choice and corresponding actions were arranged by others. This meant that the chance that Gio had been waiting for had really appeared. If we follow the intention behind this message, the final outcome will depend on whether they have good intentions or bad, but that's not in our control. Forrest listened and nodded. We're too passive. The best option is to leave. As soon as she finished speaking, she looked at the warehouse. She opened her mouth but didn't say anything. She was reminded of the possible situation Charmaine was in, and she suspected that he was in grave danger. To her, Charmaine was a person who existed in Gio's description. He was no different than a character in a novel. She had the strength and opportunity to save. If she had the strength and opportunity to save him in passing, she was willing to do so, but to bear the risk because of that and allow her friend to be harsh was not something she would ever do. Okay, let's leave now, Gio nodded. But the person who left that comment wouldn't be happy to see us do so. They'll hinder us. Let's do it this way. Let's escape in a different direction and make that person choose one person. Whoever leaves this area successfully will cause a commotion and attract official beyonders. Why don't we just cause a commotion here? Forrest asked. It'll be stopped or foiled. Ah, makes sense. Okay, let's go. Gio didn't say anything else as she took out her transparent, nearly invisible triangular blade. With her back bent, she leapt out of her hiding spot and ran towards the harbor. The triangular blade was a mystical item she spent 500 pounds on through Ma'am Hermit. It was forged with the ancient rates powder. It was called Wintry Blade. 500 pounds? Aw, geez, Grandpa. If I save all my money for another 6 months, I might be able to get a fucking lollipop. You broke bitch. 500 pounds. Anyone hit by this weapon, even if it were a gentle touch, would be frozen stiff. They would even control their thoughts, as though they were possessed by a wraith. At the same time, once the battle continued, Wintry Blade's enemies would gradually have their thoughts turn sluggish. And Wintry Blade's negative effects weren't that bad. Furthermore, it was only one. The wielder would slowly lose their body temperature and transform into an undead. Once the limit was once a certain time limit was reached, the process would be irreversible. Therefore, Gio had recently enjoyed jogging more or riding a bicycle at a lightning speed to generate heat. But even so, she had only managed to extend the time it took before she kept Winterblade away from her body from 3 hours to 4. After running a certain distance, Gio turned around and realized that Force had already passed through a wall and departed. After staring for 2 seconds, Gio bit her lip, turned her directions, and continued running. She was heading straight for the warehouse. Oh, she just needed Force to go away so that she can go back to try to save her friend. Aww. Soon she arrived at her destination, but she didn't rush to enter. She looked up and observed the area. At that moment, her keen senses made her turn her head. A figure appeared behind her, none other than For's wall. Didn't you leave? Weren't you leaving too? For smiled. How did you notice? You didn't even mention Sherman. That's unlike you. I already had prepared a reason to persuade you. You didn't have to come back. If we keep talking, perhaps we'll no longer need to be stumped because it'll already be over. Man, I actually didn't think it was such a good idea just now. I should have insisted on going with you to save her. You definitely would have persuaded me otherwise, and would think of doing it yourself. If we repeated it a few times, everything would end on its own. Gio gave her friend a look, and without hesitating, stood by her side. Force flipped through Leimano's travel, augmented her friend with the Beyonder powers, then put away the spellbook and grabbed Gio's shoulder with one hand, pressing the other on the wall. While Gio was waiting for door opening, she realized that Force hadn't immediately used her powers. Her friend took a deep breath and said, "After entering, we'll observe and hide. We'll hide and observe. After confirming there's a chance, we'll take action. If there's no chance or we can't seize an opportunity, we'll leave. That way we can at least avenge Sherman and not be buried with him." Okay. Forrest wanted to say a few more words, but considering how much time they'd already wasted, she opened the door and passed through the wall with Gio. They were hiding behind a couple of wooden crates. With her no longer being a greenhorn in such operations, she crouched down and pulled out Leimano's travel. Gio similarly didn't dash in. She bent down and moved her eyes. The female-looking Sherman was sitting on a wooden crate without any signs of anger. And standing in front of her was the Viscount Stratford. "Unfortunately, you're only a demoness. Don't worry, I will let you die with no pain. You will be purified." As he spoke, he took out an item from his inner pocket. Gio used her enhanced vision from the interrogator potion and identified the item. It was a cross accessory covered in bronze. There were a few sharp, jagged protrusions, looking as though it had once impaled someone. Its style and characteristics were things that the various nations of the Fifth Epoch's northern continent didn't possess. It exuded ancient vibes. Oh, okay, look at that. Gio's finally about to get... Gio probably is about to finally get something fucking worthwhile. Holy shit. Yeah, go get some decent shit, bro. Oh, I am a fucking triangular blade worth 500 pounds. God, you're a fucking member of the Tarot Club. Get it together. You're embarrassing everyone. "Very good. You know that resistance is futile," the Viscount said. He then used one of his fingers to hold the bronze cross into a spike. Is the music too loud? Wait. Okay. He pressed one of his fingers to hold the bronze cross onto the spike. The bright red blood immediately flowed out and was absorbed by the spike. The mottled brawn on the cross's surface disintegrated, revealing a corporeal form beneath that was a blob of light. In just a second or two, the item the Viscount held turned into a resplendent cross. It emitted a faint and flawless glow. The wooden crate's shadows quickly receded as the dark splotches on the wall evaporated like water. Damn. Beside Charmaine, the countless spiderwebs that belonged to Trissy floated up, struggled in a fire, and melted in mere seconds. The light grew brighter, but they weren't blinding. Black flames burst out of Charmaine's body along with the crystalline ice. They turned dim, transparent, and eventually vanished under the illumination. Within the range of the resplendent cross, there weren't any traces of evil or abnormalities present. Not 1 inch of darkness remained. Oh, by the way, DSV, I'm just curious. In France's history class, how much are you guys taught about the French Revolution? Like, I assume you guys probably go into like decent depth of it. Is like the whole what the fuck were they? I think it was called the Church of Reason. I think it was. Like, are you guys taught about that shit? Like, I find that shit so cool. you guys went, oh, the church? We don't believe in it. We're gonna make a church of reason. It's like, wait, church is still in there, but fuck it, church. A little bit, okay. God, and then, damn, I can't. What's okay? Do you know the name offhand, DSV, or like if they're wait, Kami, you're French too, right? I think. What's the name of the fucking in depth if you're willing to get into it? But since it was school, it was just. Oh wait, King Godzilla, are you French too? What the fuck? Who's the fucking the guillotine expert? Fuck the guy Samson. Something Sanson. Samson? Sanson. I can't remember. Okay. She could clearly sense the terror of the resplendent cross. She was beginning to waver. Force also noticed what was happening and pointed to Leimano's travel. She raised her index finger and whispered into Gio's ear, "There's only one chance. I will work hard to create it for you, but if it's not successful, we will give up." Force immediately straightened her body, flipped through Leimano's travel, and used the Sailor Pathway Demigod's power, Hurricane. No, fuck you, Unhinged. God damn it, someone has the answer. I think it was something like Charles Henri Sanson. Oh my fucking god, I got that 1-to-1. Oh my god, my memory's on fire today. Holy shit. The most prolific fucking executioner. Look at this. By his own hand, he executed nearly 3,000 people. 3,000! That KD ratio is insane. Oh my god. Holy shit, bro. Oh fuck. Oh my god. That was, man, France was on some wild shit during those days. After observing her surroundings and once again confirming that there weren't any other enemies, Force penetrated through the gap between the wooden crates and locked onto the Viscount. She then slid her fingers across the yellow page. With an exploding whoosh, a visible hurricane soared up beneath the Viscount's feet. The captain of the Royal Guards wasn't able to maintain his balance from his sudden attack and was lifted up by the hurricane and slammed into the ceiling. The warehouse's ceiling was torn apart by the hurricane as portions of it collapsed. Some of the fragments spun around amidst the wind as they flew higher and higher. The only one with higher KD is probably the fucking ape. Yeah. Yeah. Viscount Stratford nearly fainted from being slammed and failed to hold onto the resplendent cross, allowing it to fall out of his palm. When the spike with the silver blood left his fingers, the bronze covered the surface once more. The flawless light vanished. Upon seeing this, Gio didn't hesitate to rush out of her hiding spot. Her eyes first reflected the Viscount Stratford's figure before blinding bolts of lightning lit up. Psychic piercing. Not the number. Oh, I thought you were talking about the number, Luvian. Dude, I'm so impressed I remembered that. I read about this mother. I came across his Wikipedia page like a fucking years ago. I feel like it was when I was doing some like history reading during like COVID times. Because I'm a fucking nerd. The Beast of Omaha. Who the fuck is that? I don't even know who that is. The Beast of Omaha Beach. Heinrich Severloh. Is this a fucking German soldier? Bro, this is a fucking German soldier? What? Okay, I will pull this up since I pulled up Sanson, so it only feels fair. I just want to say, it sounds like it's a fucking lie, okay, or an exaggeration at the very least. Thank you, Simon. I appreciate that. I'm tired as fuck, but I appreciate that. Sawing techniques need to be studied. King Godzilla, I want you to come here and learn something, bro. Fuck off, okay? You're watching me read a book you've already read, motherfucker. I want you to fucking learn something since you're here, bitch. Goddamn. Okay. The claims he made in his memoir, ghostwritten by Helmut Konrad von Kuskin, first published in 2000 with an expanded edition in 2002, are regarded by historians as implausible, particularly given that the Allied casualties killed and wounded across the 6-mile stretch of Omaha Beach are estimated to be around 2,400. He claims in his memoir, German Soldiers' Memories for the Defense of Omaha Beach, Normandy, June 6, 1944, in which he claims that as a machine gunner, he inflicted over 1,000, possibly 2,000 casualties on Allied soldiers on Omaha Beach on D-Day. Now, unless everyone else in the German army is shooting fucking directly upwards, which might actually cause more than 400 people to die with such a fucking high density, it kind of doesn't seem likely that he did almost half or fucking 80% of the fucking damage, okay? Kinda. Now, maybe he killed a lot of people. Maybe he killed like 100. That'd be crazy. Like, I mean, even that KD ratio is nuts, alright? There's like a handful of people who have that kind of KD ratio. Oh, you're talking about the White Death, right? White Death sniper, Simo Haya. Yeah, this fucking guy. Holy shit. Yeah. Haya is believed to have killed over 500 and, like, this guy's fucking goated. This guy, okay, I'm so sorry. We're gonna talk about history for a second. This guy was so out of his fucking mind. He would hide in like Finland where it's cold as fuck. He would hide like in snow. He would shove his mouth full of snow so that when he exhaled there wouldn't be any steam coming out because that could give out his location. And at like fucking insane distances, he removed his scope and just used an iron sight because he didn't want the glare giving him away. This guy's fucking insane. Like they say like there was a reason that like the Germans like stopped just going into that. They were like, bro, that guy's just he's nuts. He's like prime Shroud, you know, like fucking. They're like, bro, we don't want to fight him. It's the guy that made him. I don't know, maybe Godzilla. I don't know. I haven't watched too many. I don't watch too many military movies, if I'm honest. The only one that I recall watching was the guy from. Fuck, the American Soldier, World War II. He was a medic who refused to pick up a gun. Fuck, Unhinged. You probably know this, right? Oh, you're American. Oh, fuck. Who's the guy? And Andrew Garfield played him, the second Spider-Man. Someone say it, please. I don't want to look it up. Oh, I was on such a good run. Oh, damn. All right, someone's gonna say it. It's fine. Amidst a violent hurricane, Viscount... Yes, Sergeant Desmond Doss. Yes. Thank you, Unhinged. Okay. Viscount Stratford was... no, Hacksaw Ridge. Yes, that was the movie, Justin. Yes, thank you. It was Sergeant Desmond Doss. Yeah. Okay. Viscount Stratford was like a helpless leaf that was pitifully thrown about. In this state, he couldn't react at all, much less speak. All he could do was rely on a disciplinary paladin's powerful body to hang on. He originally believed that the hunt had succeeded and that Trissy's capture was at hand. Furthermore, he was extremely certain that his target didn't have helpers. Hence, all his attention was on Charmaine. Upon realizing that a hurricane was beginning to weaken and that he had only suffered some damage from the impact, Viscount Stratford hurriedly tried to regain control of his body. At that moment, he felt a stabbing pain in his head. It was one of the Beyonder powers that Gio was most proficient at, psychic piercing. Upon being attacked, the Viscount Stratford, who had failed to adjust his physical state, slammed into the ground as hard as he could, as the bronze cross loudly fell several meters away. Gio held a wintry blade and took a huge stride, dashing straight for the Viscount. As for Forrest, she had already flipped through Leymano's travel and flipped into a page that resembled a goatskin parchment. This Viscount can't be too high, Wait, Don Paladin? What was his... Disciplinary Paladins. Do I know what that fucking... Do I know this? Is that a sequence? Oh, okay. So technically, I didn't know where it was, but I will add it now. I didn't know it was sequence 5, but now that King Godzilla said it, I'll just add it. It's fine. Disciplinary Paladin. Okay, cool. That's fine. Okay. As LaForge's fingers slid through the page, the Viscount Stratford's shadow had once again surfaced, come to life, condensing into black chains that wrapped around its target. The Viscount, who had just managed to catch his breath and become alert, hadn't lost the opportunity to choose his target for his punishment and apply certain restrictions. Even after his mouth was chained by a shadow chain. Abyss chains. It was the Abyss chain from the Sanguine or Moon pathway mid-sequence Beyonder. Forz had used it once and was rather fond of this power. She found it rather useful and had spent gold pounds to get Mr. Moon, who had become a Viscount, to record it. At this moment, Viscount Stratford suddenly unleashed power that surpassed his previous strength, tearing the shadow chains apart. Jesus Christ, what the fuck? He had chosen the bindings restricting him to be the target of the punishment. At that moment, Gio, who had already rushed in front of him, thrusting the golden triangular blade. Amidst a splotching sound, the wintry blade stabbed into the target's abdomen. Bitch. Amidst the Viscount's body stiffened again as his eyes glazed over. Gio released in her hand and allowed the wintry blade to remain stabbed into his stomach of the captain, seemingly hoping that the wraith, which might have existed on the weapon, continued possessing her target. Right on the heels of that, she swung her arm and slammed a punch right into the Viscount's ear. She said, "Nah, you killed my dad. Fuck it, I'm not just gonna stab you in the abdomen. It's fucking hands for you, brother. These hands are rated E for everybody." After 2 heavy blows, the Viscount fainted without even a grunt. His body stiffened and collapsed. Hell yeah. After completing the strike, Gio left her back to Force and immediately moved past the staggering Viscount, who had the wintry blade in his stomach, and dashed to Sherman. Force flipped through Leymano's travel again, using her Beyonder powers to add another layer of restriction onto the Viscount's body. Then she walked out of the row of wooden crates she had been hiding behind and approached that wooden cross. It was a grade 1 sealed artifact. Hell yeah, let's go! And the Viscount Stratford carrying it and using it, she believed that the negative effects couldn't be that bad. As a former astrologer, Forrest picked out a crystal ball and did a quick divination. There are no problems, she said. At that moment, Gio, who had already rushed in front of Sherman, looked at her friend. To her, Sherman's condition was terrible. This demoness's hair was floating up, with each strand turning thick as though they were tiny snakes. Is the fucking primordial demoness being born in her body? What the fuck? Because doesn't the primordial demoness have like snakes for hair or whatever? Because she's like based off Medusa. Oh, I'm so sleepy, man. Fuck. On Sherman's body, a black paint like mysterious patterns suffused out of her skin and was rapidly spreading across her body. Dr. Z, hi, how's it going? We're just we got like a chapter and a half, but I appreciate you popping by. How you doing? Her slight, vacant eyes reflected Gio as she gradually recovered her spirits. Gio, I'm in so much pain. Gio's vision instantly blurred, although she was still lacking in many details of the mysterious world. Since the terror discussions were way over her head and the information she got from MI9 was mostly about secret organizations, but she still knew a decent bit about losing control. Among unaffiliated Beyonders, it was something that couldn't be avoided. Gio knew that Sherman was beginning to lose control. It was irreversible, and it would only worsen. Sherman then smiled, seeming to sense her state. Kill me. I've done too much. I've obtained what I wanted. No, Dr. Z, I don't mind doing it regularly, but a little bit later, I really don't mind. I just, I'm so tired. So, like, realistically, if I didn't do mine at, like, when I did, I would have just not done it tonight. But, like, for future, yeah, we can do it at, like, 9. I got no issues with that. I don't know. Like, the first week's always roughest, right? Because, like, it's hard to get your body back into condition. Like, fuck, I ain't built for this shit, dog. It's not good. Yeah. For Dr. Z, I assume it's probably 5 a.m., maybe 6. I'm gonna guess. Okay, Gio's tears dripped down, and without hesitation, she flipped her hand, drawing her backup weapon, an ordinary revolver, and placed it at Sherman's head. Sherman smiled and said, "Call me Charmaine." Charmaine. Gio couldn't help but frown as she repeatedly pulled the trigger and fired the bullets inside. No, King Godzilla, we're gonna do one more after this, and then we'll call it. Fresh flowers bloomed at once, red and beautiful. Forrest pursed her lips unknowingly when she saw this. After 2 seconds, she sighed. She bent down and reached out for the bronze cross. Just as her fingers touched the item, she felt that she had touched fire. It was hot and scalding. Forrest instinctively retracted her hand. She remembered that the Viscount Stratford had never acted in such a manner. As her thoughts raced, Forrest glanced at the Viscount and kicked the cross to Gio and said, "Give it a try. Also, we need to leave now. The commotion from earlier will definitely attract Beyonders. Who knows what the person who left the message will do." Gio, with her reddened eyes, didn't say anything. She bent down and picked up the cross, but she didn't feel anything at all. Forrest didn't ask why. She walked to the stiff Viscount's body and looked around. After Gio put away the cross, she picked up Charmaine's corpse and returned to the Viscount's side. That item is precious. His status is important. We'll definitely be the targets of some royal family pursuits now. We need to do some interference. She raised her hand and lowered her head and began praying to the Fool. She didn't believe that them giving up the bronze cross would allow the royal family would stop the royal family from pursuing them. Therefore, without any hesitation, she prayed to Mr. Fool. To her, sacrificing the item to Mr. Fool was better than staying here. At the same time, she saw a holy angel with 12 pairs of fiery wings. A phantom projected out of the angel as it descended from the sky, wrapping in Gio and Force in layers of flaming wings. Bro, I feel like everyone sees that and they go, holy shit. I'm praying to a literal god and he's just on call for me. Like, this god is on site for me, bro. I am a prophet of the Lord. I think everyone sees this and they go, holy shit. All of you guys have the wrong religion. Mine is right. This is what I assume like people who like start religions actually like they undergo something approximating this. Now, what you want to say what it is, whether you want to say that's like some fucking some hallucinogen thing that they went through, if you want like a I don't know, like a psychological reason for whatever they saw or whatever, like that's fine. Or like they actually saw God. I don't fucking know, not my problem, right? But like, this is what I imagine like people who start religions have to see. They have to be like, holy shit, I have seen the divine kingdom. Everyone else has it wrong. I've got it. No, listen to me. Once this was over, Forrest was about to say something when she felt her body quiver. She felt a particular sense of horror and evil. Her eyes focused as she didn't hesitate to crouch down and grab Gio and the Viscount's calf. At the same time, the dark green stone with burn marks on her bracelet emitted a blue illusory light. In the blink of an eye, the bodies of Gio, Forrest, the Viscount, and Charmaine turned transparent as they disappeared. In seconds, they left the dock area and appeared on the outskirts of the St. George Borough. During this process, Forrest had even used the Beyonder power as described to record traveling. Oh, nice! So now can she use traveling? But only for like a certain amount of time, or like a certain number of times, right? Because I think Scribe can only use it a couple times or something? After observing her surroundings and confirming there was no one around, Forrest released Gio and the Viscount. With the blessing of Mr. One time? Oh, shit. With the blessings of Mr. Fool's angel, there shouldn't be much danger. The person who left the message wouldn't be able to find us either. Forrest heaved a sigh of relief as she said, the person who descended upon us towards the end was definitely a saint. Thank God we escaped. If that person who left the message was monitoring Charmaine, she might have already discovered out where we live. We can't return there. Yeah, we need to move, Forrest said. She then cast her gaze at the unconscious Viscount and said, interrogate him now. Make every second count. She then handed Leimano's travel to Gio and said, there's telepathy on it, and it's used with candlelight. Also, start with a simple and unimportant question to lower his resistance. Gio received the spellbook with a solemn look. However, her wrist trembled, unable to hold Leimano's travel. The bronze notebook dropped onto the ground as Gio said, it's like fire. Forrest had the same experience earlier, so after some thought, she said, put down the cross and try it again. Oh, so the cross is like, hey, like I'll give you a lot of power, but it's like you can only use. It's like a jealous girlfriend, you know? It's like you have a girlfriend, but like if she sees you looking at other girls on Instagram, she's gonna throw a hissy fit. I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong. Not my place to judge. I'm just giving an example, okay? No one fucking chat shit. Okay, that's not what I'm here for. Tomorrow stream same time. No, we'll do a morning stream, Nightwalker. When's the morning stream gonna be? Well, fucking 15 hours or something. I don't know. I'll let you know when I wake up. I don't know. I'm gonna sleep in until I just wake up naturally tomorrow, so I'll let you know. Interesting connection. Hey, my mind goes where my mind goes, okay? I don't. It cannot be held with other items, Forrest said with a smile. Gio didn't harp on the problem as she lit a candle. She then drew a wintry blade and relieved the Viscount from his stiff and dazed state. She then asked the Viscount, why did Charmaine try to approach you? She was investigating who I'm loyal to. Who are you loyal to? His Majesty, of course. What the fuck? His Majesty? Who's His Majesty? I mean, obviously, the king. Yeah, it's a fucking rhetorical question, Kami. Or unless it's some other kind of king that... I feel like that's too obvious. I feel like it just being the king is dumb. I feel like it's actually going to be like, oh, well, actually, when I say His Majesty, it's my king, who's the king of the five seas, Nast. Not actually, not Nast himself, but like, you know, something like that, you know? His Majesty. She was a little confused when she heard the Viscount's reply. She found it inexplicable that Charmaine would approach this captain of the royal guards to investigate where his loyalties lie. As for the Viscount's answer, it was normal. Charmaine paid for her life for such an answer? She then asked, okay, do you know Mason Derry? Yes. Who is he? The former captain of the royal guards? At this moment, Forrest didn't listen to the telepathy at such a superficial layer. She took out a crystal ball and placed it in Gio's pocket. After transferring her item, she bent down once again and attempted to pick up the bronze cross. This time, amidst her fingers trembling, the soul-burning feeling didn't attack her. She was easily able to pick it up. Imagine nobles in the loan being... Yeah, but like, I'm sure there's a little bit of, you know, there's always a little bit of dissent, I think, coming, you know? It's expected. Listen, it's like, listen, in private, you're allowed to fucking support whoever you want, okay? I don't give a fuck. Do whatever you want. But like, when it comes to policy, you disagree with the king, listen, you get, since we were just talking about this, you get guillotined. Charles Henri Sampson just shows up by your bedside while you're sleeping, and it's just guillotine in bed. It's over. As expected, the cross cannot coexist with other mystical items. I still have Moonpaper figurine and the remnant spirituality of the Wraith, but it didn't react. That means it can coexist with some things. Okay, after doing this, Forrest looked down at the silver bracelet on her wrist and confirmed that it was empty. She'd used up all 5 stones. However, Forrest no longer felt as anxious as before. She believed that the full moon ravings would become clearer and more terrifying with the usage of each stone. She also knew that with Mr. Fool's help, there wasn't a problem. Over the past year, if not for her need to spend time above the grey fog every full moon or blood moon, she had almost forgotten that she was suffering the torment of the full moon ravings. I still hope that curse will be lifted one day, Forrest couldn't help but sigh. She then sincerely thanked Mr. Fool in her heart. No matter what his goals are, he has rescued me time and time again. If it hasn't only been from the full moon ravings. This cross's level doesn't seem low. I wonder if Mr. Fool will be interested and is willing to accept my sacrifice. I don't have any good items or news to repay him for his benevolence. I finally see an opportunity. That's so sweet! Oh my god, she's just gonna give it to Mr. Fool? I don't think... Clint's probably just gonna sell it though, no? Because he's never gonna be like, oh yeah, let me get rid of Death Knell and Creeping Hunger and like all my 47 other characteristics I keep hidden in my socks or whatever, you know? Or sealed artifacts, not fucking characteristics, I apologize. Perhaps it'll please Mr. Fool. This is a common spoil of war, I only own half of it. I wonder if Mr. Fool will accept a sacrifice I only have half the rights to. If he is satisfied, he might produce a few Beyonder powers and allow me to record them in Leimano's travel. No, they might not be able to record his power. He won't be able to withstand a god's power. The power of angels under him will do. No, I can't be greedy. I wonder if Mr. World can demonstrate some of his powers. Bro, do you think Leimano's travel could record the power to make a marionette? But wait, that wouldn't work. Even if she could make a marionette, she couldn't use it. Forrest's thoughts wandered. This was the instinct of an author. As for why she didn't expect anything else other than the recording of powers, it was because she realized how terrifying beyond her powers at the demigod level were today. If Leimano's travel didn't have Hurricane recorded, she and Geo might not have been able to capture the Viscount. Even if she didn't include the Bronze Cross, the Viscount Stratford himself was a powerful Beyonder. If he hadn't been injured by the hurricane at the beginning, their sneak attacks might not have reached this level of success. Of course, separating the Resplendent Cross from the Viscount was key to victory. Again, all thanks to the hurricane. On careful thought, if we switch to a less pressing situation, if the Bronze Cross and the demigod powers in the notebook were excluded, Geo and I might have a chance of defeating the Viscount together. The Beyonder powers recorded in the notebook are varied. When put together, they're powerful. Together with Geo's Psychic Piercing and the effects of Wintry Blade in a hand-to-hand battle, we could probably beat him. That's why grazing a marionettist isn't worth it. You can only control marionettes when the soul is active and the marionettes will die. Oh, true. Bro, so like a marionette is like a pain in the ass in life and in death. It's like, listen, in life, you're gonna have a bitch of a time killing me because I can make 50 marionettes and just live through any one of them, which is crazy. And then if you somehow manage to kill me despite all that, well, you can't use my characteristic unless you're of the seer pathway. Haha, get fucked, loser. God damn. A living scribe with rich experience is powerful. She had realized she had become a formidable Beyonder. Back when she was dealing with the ancient wraiths, she had come to a similar conclusion, and this time their enemy, the Viscount, was a captain of the royal guards. He was at least a sequence 6, probably a 5. Furthermore, he wielded an item at a demigod level. His strength was clear. This allowed Forrest to benchmark her level in the world of Beyonders. Although their victory stemmed from a sneak attack, a successful one was also the manifestation of one's strength. I'm already a scribe. With a good combination of powers, together with Leimano's travel, I'm already a rather strong sequence 5. No, she's she, like, in terms of power, yeah, but she's a sequence 6, right? Shido, how's it going, man? So it goes apprentice? Something, I can't remember. Astrologer, scribe, traveler. What is number 8? No, Shido. I haven't reacted to episode 6 yet. I'm gonna do it tomorrow morning, dude. I'm too sleepy right now. Oh, Trick Master. Yes. Okay, thank you. At this moment, Geo couldn't help but ask, how did Mason Dare die? After asking this question, Geo's expression turned complicated. She was in a dilemma. This was a question she wanted to ask for years. In these nearly 3,000 days of her waiting, she had been constantly searching for the answer. But she was also afraid the answer wasn't something she was expecting. She was afraid that her father was really involved in a mutiny and was executed. The Viscount didn't immediately answer Geo's question. He seemed to struggle before saying, he discovered His Majesty's secret and tried informing the churches, but he failed. He was executed. Secret? What secret? The secret is... his body jerked violently. His confused eyes regained their luster. God damn it. Right on the heels of that, his body collapsed from the most minute part, instantly transforming into a ball of fireworks. Jesus Christ. Dude, you're gonna love it. It's the best episode so far. Oh, that's good to hear, Shadow. I've had several people tell me that, so I'm excited. But I'm too sleepy. I don't want to... Because, like, right now, if I'm watching it, I'm gonna just be like... That looks nice. I'm gonna fucking pass out. So it's just better if it's a really good episode for me to fucking... just do it tomorrow and be excited for it and be yeah, there's just, yeah, okay. The blood red fireworks soared into the sky and exploded. Having experienced this previously, Forrest didn't waste any time. After her eyes momentarily blinked, she crouched down and grabbed Charmaine's corpse and Geo's calf. The figures turned transparent as they vanished from the spot, teleporting to the south side of the bridge. Above the grey fog, Klein, holding the Sea God scepter, saw the fireworks that stained the sky red. Yeah, Shido, servicing Unhinged Mom takes a long time, you know. I'm gonna be gone for a while. Well, I hope not the rest of the year, but it's gonna take a while, you know. Back when Fours... Pushkar, how's it going, man? I'm a little tired, but I'm good, man. How you doing? We're just on the last chapter, I think. Yeah, we're on the last chapter. Back when Fours prayed to him, he had happened to be inside the grey fog, observing Quanos Kilgore, and took in the red priest card and used the paper figurine, stirring the powers of the grey fog and giving a response. During this process, he discovered that the person lying next to Miss Magician and Miss Judgment was the Viscount Stratford. This was one of the targets he had placed great importance on. Although he hadn't investigated him personally, he knew there was something off with him. He knew that Trissy was targeting him. Klein didn't know what the Tarot Club members were up to, but since it involved the Viscount, he definitely didn't write off its importance. He observed what subsequently happened to Miss Magician and Miss Judgment. After advancing to Demigod and obtaining even more authorities, he didn't need the Tarot Club members to pray directly to observe their vicinity via the Crimson Star. This was similar to specially making out believers, but Klein had always held great restraint towards that. This made it clear that this made him hear Gio and Viscount's conversation. And since he knew the underlying truth, he knew very well the meaning of who was he loyal to. Combined with the discovery that the King's secret by the former captain of the Royal Guards, Mason Darrow, was how he attempted to inform the three churches but failed, Klein had a guess. He suspected that the greatest culprit of the Great Smog of Backland was the kingdom's king, George III. The plot thickens. The king might have caused the Great Smog of Backland? Bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's time for a new king, baby. And you know what and you know who a great replacement would be? Mr. Fool, the benevolent leader of the Tarot Club. He could rule alone into the greatest dynasty the Seven Kingdoms have ever seen. Can you remember the king's reaction? Have we fucking seen the king? What? No. Have we? I don't. What? When? What? Yeah, we saw the king react to the church talking about him with collusion just after getting the great. He went out and changed the law for the most random human I think I recognize. Oh, I think I kind of remember it now, Dr. Z. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so there's not any artwork for today, which I'm kind of sad about. If nothing else, I would have expected some artwork for the fucking bronze cross or whatever, but it's all good. By the way, this is beautiful. Holy shit. I assume this is official art, but god damn, this is beautiful. It might be unofficial art. No, it's probably official art. I'm not checking out your art on stream, Unhinged. You're probably gonna get my fucking channel taken down. I can't trust you. How was work? Work was boring as fuck, Pushkar. I'm just going through so much fucking training. Because you have to remember, right? It's like, because banking is so many regulations and shit. It's like I have to go through how the bank does stuff. I have to go through how different, like governmental policies. I have to go through different government, like organizations, what they govern, what rules they have, what their fucking responsibilities. Like it's so much bullshit. How many fucking stream? What the fuck? Right, wow. Okay, what is this one? By the way, I fucking hate listening to clips because I hate listening to my own voice. Yeah, sure. Servicing Unhinged Oh. Okay. Very good. Okay, that one I know. What is this one? Okay, cool. Yeah, Luvian. How's the payment? Worth it? For my soul? Yeah, definitely not. But I mean, listen, I'm 22. I got no. You know what? It is what it is. You know, if I gotta suffer for a little bit. I mean, ideally, this whole YouTube shtick takes off, and I don't even have to bother. But if I have to, you know, do this bullshit for a little bit, then it is what it is. It's all good. I don't plan to be here for long anyway. It's all good. Alright, guys, I'm gonna end it there because I need to go get some food. I'm fucking starving. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I hope you'll come tomorrow for the morning stream. We are gonna get through so many fucking chapters tomorrow because tomorrow I'm gonna be home alone. So, like, we might just do like a 6-7 hour stream, not stream at night, and just fucking through so much bullshit. Do you know why? No, I don't, Dr. Z, but tell me about it next stream, okay? Alright, I'm gonna go, guys. Bye. Love you. As always, have a great rest of your night. I'll catch y'all later. Bye, guys.